Hello and welcome to Project Pan 2026 for February. We're going to get right into it. I've got my scale, my pen, my notebook, and my ruler, and my products are all right here. So I can show you right away that we have crossed off the Lavender Moon Lotion. This was so nice. Will not buy it again because it took so long to use. So I like the idea of a night lotion, but I just think we're going to stick to one lotion from now on. This was super easy to empty because it was a really light, thin lotion, so I didn't have to cut it open to get the last bits out. So that was really nice. So that's done. Love you, Pacifica, but just we're not going to do this again. Next up, we have the Heat Shield Hair Protectant. This I used many times this month because I realized it worked really well just as a regular like leave-in conditioner slash frizz like eliminator, just general curly hair product. So, and it smells really good. The orange and vanilla is just a wonderful fragrance. So I'm glad I got this out again. Might actually buy it again when we're done, but we're far from being done. So let's take a look at what we weigh now. We were at 94 grams last month, and we're at 85 this month. So 86 grams. So that's awesome. And now we have the Lavender Moon Spray. I had said that I was going to try to use this to put on my pillows whenever I changed out the pillowcases, and I have done that very consistently and have also used it occasionally to spray on my sheet whenever I made the bed. So hopefully we've made some good progress with this. It was at 98 grams whenever we got started. And we're at 85 grams now, so that's amazing. So if I can keep being consistent with that, keeping it on my bedside table instead of putting it in the bedside drawer has been the key to remembering to actually use it. We have the Mamond Lip Sleeping Mask. I've used this a lot over the month, not just for sleeping, but just several times throughout the day. It has been really beneficial for my lips. They haven't been as dry and cracked. So it's a really good product. I don't know how much we'll have actually used because, of course, it's super concentrated. Can't really see any difference, I don't think, except maybe towards this end here where I've been trying to use it the most. Let's take a look. We were at 43 grams before, and we're now at 42. So at least we did make a little bit of progress. This makes me think about, all the people who have just multiples of the Laneige lip masks. I'm just like, it would take you so many years to go through all those, even if you're using them just multiple times a day. And most people who have multiples also have multiple other lip products. And that just blows my mind, when you really think about it. Okay, now let's look at the Paul Mitchell Mousse. I'd only used this once. I totally forgot about it because I'd been focusing so much on the Heat Shield. But then I was like, oh God, I should use this just to see, kind of how much one application actually goes through, because this, obviously the weight of this is mostly going to be the metal canister and the product itself is mostly air. So, let's just take a look. And so we started out at 49 grams and that one application was 4 grams. Like I said, I really do like this mousse. I wish it wasn't so expensive. Again, I don't know if I'd buy it again because I wasn't using it very often, but it is just, if I were to use mousse all the time, this would definitely be the one that I would use. I wore makeup 3, maybe 4 times this month, so we're not going to see a lot of progress, wow, in that area. But we'll go ahead and take a look at all of these. The content was, let me tear this out again. The content was at 34 grams. It's not 33, so we did make some progress. That's good. So, you know, if I did wear makeup a few more times in February for whatever reason, we'll make some more progress on it. So, cool. And my lovely lip oil. I took this with me when I would go out, so that was my go-to. Let's see if any progress was made, though. We're still at 27 grams. But, you know, it's a lip product, so they go slow unless you're just slathering it on all day. So we'll just keep going. It's cute. We'll just keep throwing her in the bag. There's my eye pencil. My little trusty eye pencil. Used this all 3 times that I did do the eye makeup. So it was a very soft look with the brown just like lined the eye and then sort of like smoked it out a bit, which it just does make for a very like easy smoky eye, I will say that. And to get that sharper tip I did to line the eye, I did have to sharpen it. So we made some, it's at 2 inches now, and it was at 2 1/4 inches. So, I mean, that's not going to go away like super fast, but just the nature of how you have to use it. Unless I'm just going to, you know, I might try this month to use it more as just an eyeshadow, and that would, you'd use the blunter end for that. Oops. Oh my God. Okay, now all the things that we're just measuring by eye. Since I was not using this as a powder but as a bronzer, we're not going to see any progress obviously with this because, you know, 3 times using this just across my forehead and my cheeks, you know, but it does work really nicely as a very subtle bronzer, and that's what I like. I don't really want a snatched look on my face, so there we go. We're not going to see progress on this for a long time, so I'm not going to use a photo comparison on it. I don't know how the photo comparison will look on this. I do think there might be some progress, but it'll take a little while. You know, we always think when we hit pan that we're almost done, but there is a lot of product packed around the sides of these. But I did use it whenever I use, because it's just a really nice highlighter. I really like this one. Same with this one. When we do the photo comparison, we might see a little bit of progress, but it's probably not going to be dramatic. And then I don't know if I'll do photo comparison on this. It was basically full whenever I got it. I think that you might be able to just see a little bit more of a bubble, like a meniscus on the bottom here. I think I might I'll probably take a photo and just see if we can see a difference. But hello, Editing April here, and I looked at the photo and I couldn't really see any difference, so I decided to just go ahead and weigh it. It's 8 grams. So that'll be our reference point for next month. I really liked using this, and I'll continue to use it. It's a nice little thing to just throw on at night to get you in that more, like, it's more about doing like the ritual of going to bed, I think, than anything. And then my other Weston product. This is gone completely. I knew I'd be able to use all of it. So this is my second empty for the month. So it was a good start to the project pan. I don't know if I'll have any other empties for next month, but it was a great start. So since I did have those 2 empties, I figured I would introduce at least one more thing. It's 2 of the same product. It is these 2 hotel lotions. These are not as old as the Weston products. I actually got rid of all of my other hotel toiletries whenever we moved last. I was working for Meals on Wheels before we moved, and that operated out of a senior center. So I just took all of my unopened hotel toiletries up there as a donation, and the seniors loved them. they all got to choose like whatever they wanted. So those are gone, and I tend to, you know, only bring stuff home that I really like the smell of. I really liked these, how they, you know, smelled. I think these were from when we went to the Central Coast this summer. So I was like, I'm going to use these right away. There's no need to save stuff because they just pile up. So we're gonna measure these together because I'm not gonna be able to keep up with which one I'm using at a time. So let's take a look at how much they weigh. 44 grams. So that is this month. We've made some good progress, and hopefully we will make more for February, and I hope I will see you again.